Our goal is not the victory of might, but the vindication of right. Not peace at the expense of freedom, but both peace and freedom here in this hemisphere, and we hope around the world.
I have a dream.
Well, that's where we start when I go into politics.
Continue to be held as hostages in an attempt to force unacceptable demands on our country.
Mr. Gorbachev, tear down this wall.
Is increasing inequality and deep divisions among our own people.
Today, our fellow citizens, our way of life, our very freedom came under attack.
Congress has failed to pass federal hate crimes legislation that protects LGBT Americans from senseless violence.
So let us summon a new spirit of patriotism, of responsibility, where each of us resolves to pitch in and work harder and look after not only ourselves but each other.
Broadcasting live from the MSC Radio Network in the city built on steel, rock and roll, and is fictitious home of Betty White. This is Joust It Out, and I'm your host, G. But I'll not be with you tonight, May 16th, 2012. I'll be with my colleagues taking on the county government for some of Cuyahoga County's most needy families. But the show will be amazing. Judith Pendel, Robin R. Hart, and Stanley Davis will take it all from marriage equality, President Obama's decision, and talking about the Accept It campaign created by our very own Stanley Davis. Take it away, guys.
Hey, good evening, everyone.
You gotta love G in his introductions. He makes us all seem like superheroes.
Like we're professionals or something.
We might be.
Wow, so it's been a crazy past couple weeks. We took a little hiatus last week.
Just a small vacation for all of us to get our rest.
Right, and of course, that's when everything happened, and we've got so much to talk about tonight. But so what, Robin, what did you do with your little time off?
Well, last week we had planned to come in, and we made all these arrangements for a friend of mine to come and be our special guest, and she's here in the green room today. We've got her back, but she made such a fuss about it, and I just want everyone to know that she's not the nice person that she comes off as, but we'll get there.
Oh, come on, I've met her. I'm very excited to have her in the studio.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see if you feel that way.
Maybe we can wave to her in the green room. Hello, Sierra.
So after that, I mean, we had a pretty good week. I've been booked for shows.
No run-in with the police?
No run-in with the police this week. I've been dodging them as best as I can, and I've been doing a very good job.
Good.
We were on the highway driving to one of my shows in Akron, and they were right behind us, and I really thought I was in trouble. I don't know why. I wasn't driving. I didn't have any reason. I wasn't drinking. I had no reason to be upset.
Post-traumatic stress.
But they were behind us, and they wanted to pass, and I'm just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. They're like, what the hell are you freaking out for? Anyway.
Your past experience. Stanley, it's so good to have you.
It's wonderful to finally be on the air, you know.
Usually you're very much behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Right. But you're still in the chat room.
Yeah, right now.
So join Stanley in the chat room live in front of the cameras at the same time, multitasker.
And you're fabulous and flaring with your new blonde hair. Tell us about your look.
I'm just experimenting, you know, trying new things. What do you guys think of it?
I love it. I love it.
Yeah. It's your hair, you know.
Robin.
I give you a hard time. We have a good time, don't we? We have fun. Good times.
We have fun. So yeah, the past week and a half been crazy for me.
You've been all over.
All over Cincinnati, DC, and I literally just ran into the studio about half an hour ago from Columbus.
Because you're what they call, is it a lobbyist?
I am not the L word, no.
Oh, okay.
Don't call me a lobbyist.
I am sorry.
I am an advocate.
An advocate.
Yeah.
So, and you take your kids with you?
Sometimes not my children, but youth activists and advocates.
Do you have a pretty good group now? How's the numbers on that?
Great group. We'll talk about that later.
Okay, well, I'm getting ahead of myself.
But yeah, so we've got all kinds of stuff to talk about. I'm really excited. We're going to have the executive director of Equality Ohio calling in a few minutes, talk about what's happening at the State House here in Ohio.
Because that's where you just got back from.
That's right. And also, you know, the big news that we missed last week, not being on air. North Carolina, really sad, horrible news out of North Carolina. But then the very next day,
President Obama.
Historic. Let's take a listen. Let's take a listen really quick what he had to say. I'm sure this is old news for everyone, but I think it's historic, so let's listen.
Let's go for it.
I'll tell you that over the course of several years, as I talk to friends and family and neighbors, when I think about members of my own staff who are in incredibly committed monogamous relationships, same-sex relationships, who are raising kids together, when I think about those soldiers or airmen or Marines or sailors who are out there fighting on my behalf and yet feel constrained, even now that Don't Ask, Don't Tell is gone, because they're not able to commit themselves in a marriage. At a certain point, I've just concluded that for me personally, it is important for me to go ahead and affirm that I think same-sex couples should be able to get married.
Celebrate good times. Come on. Our president, he said it.
Yes, he did.
He said it out loud. Now, will this hurt his election? I don't know.
I think it's going to boost his election. I think he has the gay vote.
Well, yeah, he has
of course
the gay
he
vote.
has the gay vote. But what is everybody talking about right now? What is their concern? What's the demographic?
Exactly. Because my concern is he'll lose a lot more of the Republican vote.
Obama!
No Republican was going to vote for him anyway. But, what they're saying is, is that it's going to be a lot of the religious African-American voters. So I don't know. I mean, I would hope that it wouldn't be that one issue that would keep them from voting for Obama.
He's going to lose the South. I guarantee it.
Well, I agree. He's going to lose the South.
He's going to lose the South.
I don't know. I mean, I would hope that that all of the other social issues and all of the other issues that he stands for outweigh this one stance that he has.
Because I'm sure there's a lot of families who are just like, oh, he's doing this, he's doing that, he's going to get it back together, he's going to get it back together. Then he says something like this, and it's like, oh, it's going to hell. That's it. That's it. It's over. That's the last straw.
So I don't know. I mean, I really can't see someone who agrees with Obama on everything else to then turn around and vote for Romney because they don't want to vote for Obama on the one issue. So I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. But I think that this is obviously a learning, an opportunity to talk with family and friends and.
But that would really, really show how powerful of an issue it is.
Yeah. How
powerful of an issue gay marriage is, that it would influence a nation of people out of their vote.
And so someone, a recent celebrity, came out and said, so her position, because apparently she knows so much about marriage, Bristol Palin.
Oh my God, let's not talk about that.
I was such a fan.
I am over Bristol Palin.
I love Sarah Palin, and then her daughter to do this. I'm a Sarah.
So Bristol, abstinence only until marriage spokesperson. Apparently, has enough to weigh in on the whole marriage equality, and
I don't even want to talk about. I want her mother to sit her down and say, you just have to really think about what you're saying to these people.
Well, but it's Sarah. She doesn't think.
I don't know what Sarah thinks. No. I have no idea. All I know is that she gets up every morning, she has her coffee, and she waves to the Russians. After that, I don't know what else goes on with the rest of her life except for her reality show.
But, so there have been a lot of, what do you think about all the other celebrities, though, that have come out in support of the president's statement? Do you think that's going to help at all?
I think it's going to help.
It's celebrities, like everything from, sports, athletes and movie stars.
Jesse Jackson.
oh my God, I really think that Jesse Jackson, for the religious point of view, and then some of the sports for the more masculine point of view, those supporters are going to be so influential, because it's the masculine part of it. Like they don't want to. These men out here, they just don't want to accept it. They really don't. They don't. And in our church people, they don't want to accept it just because of their beliefs.
Right.
And here, and here's my thought on the whole religious issue. So
I have that audio too, if you want it.
The what audio?
With Bristol.
Yes. Oh yeah. If we have time, let's listen to it. Can't get enough.
Bristol
of her.
Palin draws fire for gay marriage comment.
Oh, okay. Never mind. We tried. No. So my whole thing about religion, and I think we've talked about this before. I'm spiritual. I was raised in the Lutheran Church. I'm not evangelical about it. But my whole thing is, if I wanted to follow your religious laws, I would join your religion. We live in the United States of frickin' America, and we have freedom of religion and freedom from religion. Right. And so we have so. There's a separation of church and state. I think there's a lot of confusion about that. That's my own personal, if I want to follow your religious laws, I'll join your religion. But in the meantime, we've got laws of the land, and I don't see how that's infringing on anyone's personal.
People really
if you don't agree with gay marriage, don't get gay married.
Right.
I mean, it is very, very simple.
Right. So, I don't know.
So
we have, and then of course we have the devastating news out of North Carolina the day before, which was, slightly, eased a little bit with, with the president coming out and saying that, but still, it still hurts.
But it's only like North Carolina,
Hey, all you need is one. And
but
then it starts a chain reaction.
Well, right. Yeah. I mean, it's a cultural movement.
I mean, to the point though, they changed it to the point where it affected everybody.
Yeah.
Like that's my issue.
Right. Well, I mean, you look at it, that's what happened here in Ohio.
Yeah.
No civil unions, no domestic partnerships. I guess it's just marriage or nothing. There are no options in North Carolina. Would you like fries with that? Do I have a choice?
But, there were quite a few folks who were working like hell to make this happen. And, so I have one statistic in particular. So Orange County, their goal to, the folks that were working against Amendment 1, their goal was to get 9,300 votes against the amendment, this devastating amendment. They worked their asses off, and they got almost 36,000 votes against. So,
brava.
But unfortunately, Orange County and some of those other progressive counties weren't enough to carry the state. You have a large rural area, just like Ohio, and it really did, from what I saw, the maps that I saw, really, the segregation was urban and rural.
Well, to Orange County, thank you for your efforts, and don't get discouraged. We win some, we lose some, but there's going to be more battles to keep on fighting. I'm for real. I'm serious.
Isn't it legal to marry your cousin in North Carolina?
It is, but not your gay cousin.
That's wrong.
It is still legal, yes, to marry your first cousin in North Carolina.
So. Ew. I'm thinking of my first cousin. She's really gross.
You're going to say that on the air?
Oh, I did. Oh. I stand by it. I'm serious.
Yeah. So I don't know how much time we have, but so Chris, I'm hoping that in a couple seconds here, I'm
working on it right now.
Okay, awesome. Thank
you. As soon as you hear the phone ring.
Excellent.
Taco Bell.
What?
So, we're still on the air, Robin. So we're trying to get in touch with Executive Director Ed Mullen of Equality Ohio. They had a huge constituent lobby day today at the State House, talking about a couple issues. The employment and the Equal Housing and Employment Act here in Ohio that would specifically protect LGBTQ individuals, and also the Safe Schools.
someone's phone.
It's okay. We'll get that. We'll get that bill paid and get back to them.
Chris, I hope you have the same number I have for him.
I got the number that he gave me.
Okay.
Well, one thing that we can definitely say, I can definitely say about Equality Ohio as an organization, a slight just segue here off a topic, but their organization is helpful from the executive director all the way down. Like for me, a regular person, to have called Equality Ohio with a simple question, and for them to route me directly to their executive director to get that question answered was amazing to me.
Yeah.
I couldn't believe it. Hello? Hey there. You calling for a good time?
Hello.
No one's home.
I want my phone to ring with music. I just thought about that. I wonder if we're calling a T-Mobile phone. You can do that. It's called Caller Tunes. Anybody else got that? You got that on your phone? Well, you don't have a phone. I have a phone.
I don't know. I just talked to him this afternoon, actually. And,
Well, I mean, he's running a full company, so.
Yeah. A lot of things going on.
Well, okay, since he's not answering.
But there was a really good, so I will say that, that was the reason why I was in Columbus today, to help support this legislative visit day. And there had to have been, I'm such a bad guess of like numbers of people, but I want to say probably close to 120, 150 people, give or take, from all over Ohio. So we're not just talking, the 3 C's, Cleveland, Columbus, Cincinnati, but from all over Ohio.
And I'm still a little foggy on the event itself and what was trying to get accomplished. So just
so for any of you, and I know in different states it happens differently, but they usually call them lobby days. They're essentially legislative visits. You go, these nonprofit organizations set up these days where they set up visits with constituents and their legislators, and so we were all down there to talk about the Equal Housing and Employment Act here in Ohio and the Safe Schools Bill that would specifically enumerate lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, queer questioning young people in schools that currently right now are not protected in our anti-discrimination, anti-bullying policies here in Ohio.
I'm going to try it again.
Okay, yeah, let's try that again.
Because that's still perfectly legal, right? To kick someone out of their home or not allow them housing?
It is legal in the state of Ohio because there are no specific protections for lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender individuals here in Ohio. And I mean, we have seen discrimination like that happen. There are stories all over. And that was one reason why, Equality Ohio brought people from across Ohio to come talk to their legislators, share those personal stories, what is actually happening, and what the importance of having this enumeration is. So hopefully we can get him on the phone.
Now, unlike the Pizza Hut order hotline, I did not memorize the station's number. Hello.
Hey.
Hey, Mr. Mullen. You're on the Joust It Out show. How are you?
You can call me Ed. You know me well enough.
Ed. So I was just briefly giving a little update about Equality Ohio had a big day at the State House today. Can you give us a little brief on that?
Yeah, absolutely. It was our annual lobby day, and we had a couple hundred people come from all over the state, representing everywhere from Zanesville and Athens to Lima to Toledo to the big cities in the state, and they met with their legislators and had a really strong presence at the State House and talked about the importance of non-discrimination and the importance of safe schools and the importance of all the issues that are important to our community.
And yeah, I think that's incredible. Robin just brought up a question, to clarify that it is actually legal in the state of Ohio to fire someone because of their sexual orientation or evict them.
Yes, it is legal to fire people in about 75% of the state. We've been successful in getting non-discrimination ordinances passed in places like Cleveland and Columbus and Toledo and some of the bigger counties in the state. but about 75% of the population in the state of Ohio is not covered by those laws and can be fired, can be denied housing, can be denied going into a movie or going into a restaurant holding the hand of their partner because they're gay, lesbian, bisexual, and transgender, and that's what we're trying to change.
Oh my God!
Absolutely,
I did not know that.
It's right here in your home state, and and then if you can talk briefly about safe schools and why that's important, why enumeration is important in Ohio.
Right. Well, right now we have a generic anti-bullying law and anti-bullying policy in all our schools, and what that says is that people should not be bullied. But when you look at how that's implemented on the local level, what we find is that people who are lesbian, gay, bisexual, and transgender are still bullied, and teachers and administrators don't respond to it. So what's important for the legislators and the policymakers to do is to specify that you can't discriminate against someone, you can't bully them, you can't harass them based on their gender identity or their sexual orientation. Because if you don't have that in the law and you don't have that in the policy, then it continues to happen. And we continue to have students who skip school. We have students who do not live up to their potential. And we have students that ultimately have mental illness issues that result from the bullying that they experience in their schools.
Right. And I was curious, kind of if you can give us an update on, where these bills actually are in the process and how receptive or not receptive our Ohio legislators are.
Well, the two of the bills are in different states. The Equal Housing and Employment Act is moving forward. It's something that hasn't been addressed in this legislature, and we're getting a lot of support from places where we haven't gotten support in the past. Now, that doesn't mean it's going to pass in the next 6 months, but it means that we're building on what we have now. The Safe Schools Act is a little bit more stalled right now, and part of that is because they passed 2/3 of what we asked them to pass, and I think they think, okay, we passed something about safe schools in this legislature. If there's something more we need to do, we'll deal with it in the next legislature. But with respect to the housing, employment, I think the Republicans are thinking about this from a perspective of how do we create an Ohio where businesses are going to move here, where employees are going to move here. Very different than kind of the civil rights perspective that a lot of us look at it through. And I think the more people think about it from that perspective, the broader the support we're going to get for that. And I think there's a lot of opportunity for us to get pieces of non-discrimination passed.
Great. Oh, Robin, did you have
just a quick question for students who are going through probably a little bit of bullying situation, and their faculty or staff isn't holding up to that rule of conduct as far as disciplinary actions towards getting that stopped? What would be their best option?
Well, there are two things I would tell them to do. The first is there are GLSEN chapters, which is Gay, Lesbian, Straight Education Network, all around the state. And they are really good at going into individual schools and talking to those schools about how to improve the climate. So if someone is having a problem in an individual school, going to GLSEN and having them get involved with the policymakers in that particular school is really important. The other thing that I think people forget is that there was a lawsuit, and there was a whole video about it called Bullied, where a student sued under the Equal Protection Clause of the U.S. Constitution in federal court because he was being bullied in school, and he succeeded on that, a guy by the name of Jamie Novosny. And I think a lot of people don't realize that it is against federal law for people to be bullied to the extent where it influences their education. And so if it is significant bullying, there is an opportunity to file a lawsuit in federal court and get the school to change their policies and to, provide a whole bunch of remedies to the student.
Okay.
I think that is great information. Ed, I really appreciate you taking the time. I know you have a huge busy schedule this evening. But I just wanted to direct folks to equalityohio.org. So if there's anybody in Ohio who's looking to get involved, or, anybody across the nation who wants to help support the efforts of Equality Ohio, it's an incredible organization doing incredible work for us in the state of Ohio. And all of us here at Joust It Out really just want to send our appreciation for all the work that you and your staff are doing.
Yes, thank you. Thank you so much.
Well, thank you so much, too. And thank you for spreading the message and for making the general public and our community aware of all the issues that we face today. Thank you.
Thank you. So Ed Mullen, Executive Director, Equality Ohio. Incredible work.
And see, didn't I tell you,
stuff.
wonderfully friendly.
Yes.
And always ready to answer questions and help out in any kind of way. So there's no reason to be intimidated for calling them.
And I do want to, just mention that, you don't, for the general public, you don't have to wait until an organization does a lobby day or, something like that that's organized. Your public officials are there. They want to hear from you. They need to hear from you. Your personal stories are really important. And, as far as Robin, you brought up the question of a young person who is experiencing harassment or bullying in the school. And, young people, they're not only our leaders of the future, but they're leaders now. Young people in high school can really make a difference in their school today. There are a lot of things that they can do if they rally together their peers and their friends. They can start gay straight alliance chapters. They can force school boards and administrators to change the policy, to update their policies. And we've seen it happen coming directly up from the students. It's really powerful.
And the first part of that, it starts with being comfortable with themselves and being ready to have their voice heard.
Absolutely.
Having the courage to do that.
Which brings us to the second half of our show. After our break, I'm very excited to talk about the Accept It campaign.
I'm excited as well.
You've been waiting here so patiently.
Yeah.
So gold, so bright. I'm sorry, it's his hair.
Here we go.
It's his hair. You guys can see that. It's like a glimmer in the camera. Can't you see that? Bling.
I like it.
I like it too.
Leave him alone.
I like it too.
But anyway, in other news.
At least it's not red.
Yeah.
That's true.
Why?
Cause.
I think that's all that needs to be said, cuz.
Okay.
But in other news, Shane May in the chat room.
Yeah. Oh.
Hi.
Give us the update.
This is what we're doing now.
Yeah. All right then. I will be quiet. We've got 2 minutes.
Stay in the green room. No, I'm just kidding. Go ahead.
Stanley, go.
Okay.
Today.
And so for anybody who doesn't remember, just a quick update. Shane Mays and his partner were trying to get the spouse rate at their local Cuyahoga Falls natatorium, so like their gym community center.
Okay, go ahead.
That's basically it. He posted a link to the video in the chat room.
Okay. So here's the update for all of you who are aware before when we had them on and we interviewed them. And unfortunately, the natatorium has decided to uphold their original decision that they will not change the definition of a married spouse. So I know there is some talk from the LGBTQ community about next steps, but I think, as of right now, that ruling stands, and so, it's really unfortunate. But, we're not going to give up. We're not going to give up on Shane and his husband. We'll be there to support and keep you all updated on what happens.
Always.
So... All right, well, it takes us into the break.
When we come back, we'll have a special guest on, and we'll have our intern talk about this Accept It campaign.
So come back.
See you soon.
From the Cocaine Energy Supplement Studio, you're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network.
MSC Radio Network weather is brought to you by NeoWeather and NeoWeather.com, Ohio's home for weather. All right, well, temperatures are much cooler than yesterday thanks to a weak cold front that passed through this afternoon. Clouds also lingered a little longer than we expected. However, skies are clearing out, and that will be the trend tonight as temperatures drop to a chilly 42 degrees. Outside of the city, you could get a little bit cooler in the upper 30s. A much nicer day tomorrow with sunny skies and mild temperatures around 70 degrees. We look to keep this sunny pattern going with an increase in temperatures over the next several days. We'll make it into the lower 80s for your weekend ahead. From the MSC Radio Network and NeoWeather.com, I'm forecaster Mark Spencer.
Call the show toll free. 1-888-668-0742. You're listening to Morning Show Central Radio Network on MorningShowCentral.com. If you live the lifestyle, then you should arrive in style. Lifestyle Limousine Service. Whether it's dinner for two, an evening at the winery, or a night out on the town, Lifestyle Limousine provides extraordinary service. Check them out on the web, LifestyleLimousineService.com. Reserve your ride now. 330-903-0508. 330-903-0508. Lifestyle Limousine Service. And make sure you tell them Morning Show Central Radio Network sent you. Cocaine Energy Supplement. Due to great consumer demand, Redux Beverages has officially announced the return of its world-famous Cocaine Energy Supplement. It's now available at retail locations across the country, as well as online at ReduxDirect.com. That's ReduxDirect.com. Don't forget to be part of the all-new Cocaine Energy Supplement social network, where you can meet other Cocaine Energy Supplement fans from around the world. Cocaine Energy Supplement. You can become a member. You can become a member by logging on to lovecocaine.com. P99 Technologies. Affordable and reliable web hosting done right. Jumping from one web host to another can be frustrating. Finding a good web host can be unnerving for even the most experienced of web designers. That's why Uncensored Net Noise has chosen P99 Technologies as its web hosting supplier. Established in 1999, P99 Technologies has evolved into a first-class web hosting provider. Its 99.9% uptime rivals many in the industry. That's why they offer their 30-day guarantee, no questions asked. For more information, go to P99.com. P99 Technologies will help you get started with your web presence with honest and expert customer service. P99 Technologies. Affordable and reliable web hosting done right.
Rise above the clutter, brand your identity, and make a statement. Broken Fan Media. Expert video production, television and web commercials, music video, real estate tours, live concerts and events, state-of-the-art post-production, video and audio editing. Check us out on the web at brokenfanmedia.com. 434-944-0472. Broken Fan Media. The next generation of sight and sound.
If you're looking for the best in musical equipment, recording gear, sound reinforcement, and more, Guitar Center has you covered. Guitar Center, located at 26635 Brook Park Road in North Olmsted, has the tools of your trade with the largest selection of music and sound gear in the area. They cater to your musical needs and have the knowledge to help you out. Guitar Center in North Olmsted. MorningShowCentral.com uses them. You should too. Need to know more? Go to GuitarCenter.com. You're listening to MSC Radio Network, and like anything else on the internet, it runs on computers. Lots of computers. And you know, when you're dealing with computers, hard drives sometimes crash. That happened here at MSC, and you know what saved them? Rectiphy backup software. Don't believe us? Well, ask yourself this question. Are you backed up? Probably not. So don't be that guy and wait till it's too late. MSC did their research and tried tons of different backup programs and chose Rectiphy backup software. You know, peace of mind is priceless, and Rectiphy can give you and your computer system that peace of mind. Find out more at rectiphy.com. That's RECTIPHY.com. Having problems with your home computer or business PC? Looking to have some upgrade work completed on your computer? Have a special project in mind that may be too much for you to undertake alone? Time to call
Joe, the printer guy!
Guy. Joe the Printer Guy offers a full-service hardware and software repair center at his facility to handle your PC, server, and networking needs. Let their professional service staff handle your computer needs. They offer expert service at an affordable price. Visit Joe the Printer Guy at 14035 Madison Avenue, Lakewood, Ohio. Online, joetheprinterguy.com, or give him a call at 216-651-3880. Joe the Printer Guy. Looking for reliable and affordable Shoutcast audio or video hosting? JWN Media offers complete Shoutcast hosting solutions for business or personal use. All plans come with full listener stats, custom web scripts for implementing your service into your existing website, full server control, super fast network, and huge bandwidth limits, a 99.5% uptime guarantee, and friendly, knowledgeable support personnel dedicated to making your hosting experience fun and easy. With plans starting at only $3 a month, you have no excuse not to get a server of your own. Plus, with the option to add auto DJ and on-demand services, you can be confident your station will be all it can be. Custom plans are also available at their website. Simply visit jwnmedia.com and click the Shoutcast hosting link to get started right now. User-friendly and ready to serve. MorningShowCentral.com.
And we are back.
We're back. I almost missed that. Thanks, Robin. I was dancing.
For those of you who are tuning in with us here, we have someone new in the studio, Miss Sierra Kelly. And in the microphone.
Close in the microphone.
Hello, everyone.
And she is a Bowling Green State University student. She is a theater major. She came in looking like this because she had an interview as a camp counselor, so excuse her.
I love the t-shirt, though. Can you tell us what the t-shirt is?
Well, just last year we did the MLK Service Project. We do it every year at Bowling Green. And we got these shirts to work in. And what we do is we go to different places to help volunteer, what Martin Luther King would like. What I did was I went to a nursing home and we made chocolate-covered pretzels for the old people.
Did you bring any?
No. and they really enjoyed that, and we deliver it to them, and they were so happy just to see people come in and deliver it.
I love it. And
because old people are very lonely.
Yes.
Well, and I'm sorry that Robin and Stanley didn't tell you that this was actually going to be video as well, live.
Well, she know better than to come out the house like that.
I would have put on my good wear for this.
No, but you know what? I was just telling Sierra, I think that t-shirt is perfect for our show. I love it. I love the idea behind it and everything. So Sierra, before we get started on the Accept It campaign, so I'm going to take over for a minute. Sierra, so I know you were listening in the green room, and I just wanted to ask you what your opinion was on the president's statement earlier this week.
I'm for gay marriage or any marriage. We are all human at the end of the day. So, why are we focusing on this when we could be focusing on bigger issues like the war and, how to stop it? Stuff that matters. That is just like everybody else. If that's the case, then we should be focused on people getting married just to stay in the country, or people getting married just to get, benefits from it, not because they love each other. What is marriage? Marriage is love. So if you love somebody, then why should it matter who that person is? That's none of your business.
Ooh,
Amen.
One tear.
And so, and then one follow-up question. So, Sierra, do you think it's going to hurt or help him?
Of course it's going to hurt him because people they need something to put him down about. So it's going to hurt him, but really people just need to get over it. I feel like I'm a straight person. I'm a Christian woman, and, I have my beliefs. Excuse me?
I'm sorry, just a giggle there. Go ahead.
Oh, shut up. But it's just I'm not thinking about what somebody else doing. I'm thinking about what I'm doing, and I hope to get married someday. So
we'll keep our fingers crossed and legs and toes. I think the most important thing, though, the most important part of your identity and why you're here is because you're friends with me, and we've had a 10-year friendship. That's why we can talk to each other the way we do.
All right. So, Stan, we're going to keep this moving. Thank you, Sierra, for being in the studio. Thank you, Stanley, for being at the desk in front of the camera. So tell us all about the Accept It campaign. I'm going to shut up for a minute.
Go ahead.
Well, the Accept It campaign started out as me just sitting there watching YouTube clips, being bored one night, and I just, what'd you say?
That's very good.
Oh, okay. But no.
I believe you were watching a television show,
Yeah,
right?
I was watching What Would You Do? And the scenario was there was the same-sex couple with 2 children, and the waitress was, well, all of these people are all actors and actresses. So the waitress
came over.
And she insisted that they leave, that they were an abomination, that this is disgusting, why would you expose your children to this, and all this and that. And
the point was to see the reaction of the other patrons who weren't in on the joke.
Yeah. And this one guy came over and put her in her place, basically.
The waitress.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And it just touched me to a point where I was like, I want to make a change. It's time for people to open their minds, or the closed-minded individuals in the world, to come out and be like, okay, I see that you're just a regular human just as I am. So it's time to accept it.
So what is the mission of the Accept It campaign? You have a mission statement written there. Okay, why don't you read that for everyone?
Would you want to read it?
No, please read it for everyone.
It is the mission of the Accept It campaign to dispel LGBT discrimination and prejudice and rebuild confidence and self-esteem to young LGBT individuals by tearing down the walls of silence and fear with mass numbers of proud individuals willing to declare their presence and position in the world, whether as LGBT community members or allies.
Because I think it was stated earlier that part of making a change is, first of all, finding that strength within yourself. And that's what you're doing. You are taking those people who already have that strength inside and just saying, hey, I'm here. Come join me. Don't be afraid anymore. Because once we stop being afraid of ourselves, then the world is, they start to come around a little bit, right? So what have you gotten from it so far?
Well, we have a lot of supporters and a lot of people that want to become a part of it, but we have a lot to, work out first before we can get sponsors and make this really worldwide. So
what do you have to do to be a part of it?
Just go to www.facebook.com/accept a campaign.
And I think Chris has a picture. It's on the screen of the Facebook page. That's it right there, right?
I don't think he's there.
Oh, okay. Well, anyway.
Yeah, I have it.
Okay. And you just go on the Facebook page, and all you have to do is like it, or do they have to send you a message? Or
all you have to do is like it, and then I'll come and send you a message, and we'll take it from there. I ask you, what's your sexual orientation, and which picture would you like me to use, and then I create the picture, and then get back to you and let you know that it's up, tag you in the picture, and there you have it.
Okay.
And then you use that as like your profile picture or your banner or whatever. Okay. So Sierra, how did you get involved?
Well, they kind of asked me.
You were dragged out here.
I didn't want to say that, but I was kidnapped. Just so all of you know. But yeah, Griffin has been my friend for 10 years.
Who is that?
Said. Sorry, Robin, I'm still coming around. Has been my friend for 10 years. And when he came out, it was a shock to everybody. It was a really big shock to me, even though I used to mess with him all the time about it. And when he came out, he came out hard. Like, dress, makeup, hair, came to our school and that. And
so you're talking about like coming out as being gay, like your sexual orientation, or coming out as being drag queen?
All
like,
of it at once. He came out with a bang. Okay. Yes.
Wow.
I think I just jumped out of the closet.
He really did. He really did. And it was just, it was a real big shock for everybody. And it took them not as long as people would think, but it took them just a little while just to get used to him. But he accepted himself, like he loved himself, and he was like, this is me. Either you're going to accept it or you're not. And people were just like, oh, well, Griffin's still a good person, so whatever. And I mean, we went through our stuff about it. Like I couldn't handle it, and we stopped being friends for a while. But then at the end of the day, I was like, he's still the same person. He's just a little bit better than me some days.
Right? Yeah. I'm not even. Yeah.
No, not today, but
Robin comes in, and I'm coming from work, and I look all like frumpy, and then Robin, I'm like, I don't even want to stand next to Robin.
Yes, like when we go somewhere, even when Robin's not dressed up, and people like guys look at him and just be like, I hope you ladies are doing well, and I'm like, where the other lady at? Like full mustache and everything.
They do it all the time.
Yes,
all the time.
Yes.
But no.
So what do you do with the campaign?
Right now, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off, but I know it was a harder question to ask just because right now you're just a member.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
And you're just a supporter
Gotcha.
who came along with us and was willing to come and talk about your experiences.
Right now, she just has a campaign photo that says, I'm straight and I accept it. And that's one of the many things that you get from joining the campaign. You can be straight, pansexual, bisexual, pan-curious, all type of labels.
Wow.
I mean, people are coming up with their own labels, too, because I think I saw one that said tomboy.
That young lady is... I feel like she's in denial a little bit, but it's okay.
We don't judge here. We do not label people. The Accept It campaign is about accepting yourself. And that means that if you want to label yourself, then you do that, right?
Yeah.
It's so funny because I was with him on the beginning of this project and listening to him talk about it. It was supposed to be to bring out the gays and to have them come together. But then the allies started showing up.
Yeah,
and then we had
like,
so many different labels of people. I mean, not that anyone wants to be labeled, but so many different labels of people who just came together all at once. And that's why we are just so very, very proud of you for getting this initiative started. Yes. And you're proud of yourself.
Yeah, I'm hoping that it goes even bigger than this right now. Because right now we have 291 likes so far.
And you just started this
last month, I believe.
So in 1 month, you've already started to create a buzz.
So what about events? Do you have any ideas for events coming up in the future? Perhaps some rallies or something?
I have a lot of events in mind, but right now they're on pause until things get rolling a little bit easier.
So you're getting your basis down, you're getting your foundation down, and then you'll bring on sponsors and things like that to help you out. Okay, well, good. I need to get back to you because I have a question for you, Sierra, that I've never asked you before.
So you're going to do it on live
Yes.
radio.
Okay.
Like you said, when I came out, it was a shock to everyone, and we had to stop talking for a while just so you could get your life together, because mine was okay. But how much peer pressure was it negatively on you? Like, did you feel pressure to stay away from me a little bit, or was that just you?
No, it was on me because I'm an individual and I don't like to. I'm a bad follower. Like, I'm a complete leader. It was just for me because I always joked around like, yeah, I want a gay friend. You know, they can dress me up and all that stuff. But we were so close, and for you just to come out, it just was like, whoa.
It's because you were in love with me.
That's definitely not it. That's a lie.
It's okay.
Robin is very much so in love with me. She's a lesbian and gay. She's the whole LGBT. But yeah.
What would you say to? And hold on. I know you got something to say. Yeah. But what would you say to girls who have this same situation come out? How would you help them deal with this?
Just sit before you do anything rational. Just sit and think about it for a minute. At first, it will be a shock. It was a big shock for me, and I wish it would. I mean, whole.
You couldn't tell.
Now, if he would have just came out and said, "I'm gay," that would have worked out. But he came out in dress, makeup, and hair, and like 6-inch heels that I couldn't even walk in, and it was just like, Ma, you know. Griffin's a girl. So it was at the time it was too much for me because I didn't know how to handle it. I'd never been in that situation before, but after I sat down and thought about it, especially with the break, and I was kind of missing a little bit. You know, I was like, that's my best friend. He's been there for me through thick and thin, and you can't let people like that go.
And you know, Sierra, what I love about your whole personal story is, your evolution. So the president is talking about his evolution, and so I think that's a whole new perspective. At least I know that we have, for as long as I've been on the show, haven't really explored that side of the evolution, of the allies coming out in support, and so I think that your story is really powerful, and I think that that's something that's happening across the nation, across the country, this cultural movement. As people realize that they have so many close family and friends around them that are part of this community, and as allies, what side of justice and history are you going to fall on?
Because it's been said, it's hard on the person, it's hard on the family. Yeah. But then nobody talks about those people. They're just allies. But how did they become allies? How did they get to the point where they're like, you know what, I'm going to stand by you because you are with me. We're together. Yeah. And I just want to say I love you just a little bit. I mean, even after our painful breakup, because we dated.
No, we didn't.
your friendship dating, and then you had to take a break, and then you hook up, rebound.
But no, thank you so much. Now,
go ahead.
No.
So I was just about to say, if you would like to sponsor or become a partner of the Accept It campaign, please feel free to inbox me or the Accept It campaign page at www.facebook.com/Accept It campaign.
And I should say that, the Joust It Out, obviously, is a partner.
and Obama has a picture now.
Yeah, because he accepts it. Yeah.
Obama! So, you know what, Judith? Let's talk really, really quickly on the difference between acceptance and tolerance. Okay. And which one do you think is more important?
Which one do I think is more important? Acceptance.
Right.
Absolutely.
We have been tolerated for long enough.
Right.
It's time for them to accept it.
To me, tolerance is like, okay, you do what you want to do, but I don't want to have to see it. I don't want to have to hear it. I don't want, it's fine. Keep it behind closed doors, whatever. I know it's happening, but I'm going to pretend it's not. Acceptance is, like what we were just talking about, like really fully embracing your community and your family and your friends.
And what makes this campaign different from the others? Because we got no hate. We've got what was that other one that just came out? I'm not sure, but what makes this one different?
Well, this one is different because it's more in your face, like accept it. Like you're going to accept it one way or another. And I feel that it's basically, how can I put this?
I mean, it's how can I put this?
Exactly. It's like helping new LGBT youth come out and be more comfortable with themselves, and it's also helping get
the word out.
Yeah, get the word out and fight for equality.
It's knowing who's on your team.
Yeah.
Here we are. You're
not alone.
Join us. We're not a cult. We're not recruiting.
And and again, what I really love about this is that you let people label themselves. And I think that's a really important part of that as well.
Even more important, how old are you?
20.
And how old are you?
I'm 22. Your mama.
Again, young people. It's young people. You are not only like our future generation or future leaders. Like you are leaders of today, and I think that's so important.
Yay! Last question for you, because I'm tired of hearing you talk. How have you taken this experience and used it to move forward? Like, because we did this whole back and forth thing in high school. You've been off to college for 17 years with no degree. And now, how have you used that?
Wait till the show over. How have
you used your experiences as far as dealing with homosexuality and learning to get by with it to influence other people?
Well, it doesn't bother me. I mean, I'm an open person, so I feel now I'm a real well-rounded open person. Like a lot of people just being in college have come to me and talked to me. They feel safe with talking to me, whether they be straight or gay, it doesn't matter, which makes me feel good, because if we had more people like that, then there wouldn't be like suicides and stuff like that. And, we shouldn't have that in the world anyway. I'm all about peace and love and harmony.
Sierra, I love you.
So it has helped me a lot, and I always tell people about, and and they love Robin at my school. They never even met her yet, but I just check out my friend video. Look at my friend video. It's fa la 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 la.
Well, thank you for that publicity.
Yes, thank you, Sierra, so much for coming all the way from Bowling Green University to talk with us and be on the show. Stanley, it was awesome to have you. Any last words? Because, you know, Sierra, you were just talking about Robin's videos, and I know we have one queued up. Any last words, Stanley, Sierra?
Not that I can think of.
Well, like the Accept It campaign, facebook.com/Accept It campaign, like Joust It Out show on Facebook. And we are going to queue up Robin's video and dance ourselves off the air. Hope you enjoyed the show.
Boredom.
And we'll see you next week.
Everyone say goodbye.
Bye.
Bye. Oh, wasn't that special? I feel like we're on Mr. Rogers' show or something. Let me take my shoes off and get a sweater or something to put on.
It's a piece of cake to bake a pretty cake. If the way is hazy, you gotta do the cooking by the book. You know you can't be lazy. Never use a messy recipe. The cake will end up crazy. If you do the cooking by the book, then you'll have a... Break it down, bitch. Let me see you back it up. Shut that ass down, load it.
It's okay. We're loading.
I'll bring it down, bitch. Let me see you back it up. Shut that ass down, load it, pick that motherfucker up. Yeah, back that pussy, she's a motherfucker. Hey, back that pussy, she's a motherfucker.
Product of boredom.
Why is it doing this?
It's okay. It's okay.
And thank everyone for being in the chat room.
Windows 98.
It's a piece of cake to bake a pretty cake. What? If the way is hazy, you gotta do the cooking by the book. What? You know you can't be lazy. Never use a messy recipe. The cake will end up crazy. If you do the cooking by the book, then you'll have a... Rub that shit, it's gone, bitch. Grab it, dick it.
Ooh.
Right on the...
It's YouTube. It's YouTube. YouTube is doing this.
Bitch, rub that shit, it's gone, bitch. Grab it, dick, it's gone, bitch. Turn around, bitch. Put that ass on the nigga.
Who is that violent man?
Yeah, I told you.
Look at that face.
I know, right?
He's like trying to kill him.
He's so gangster.
Put that ass on the nigga. Grab that dick, take that bitch. You gotta do the cooking by the book.
I do not endorse Martha Stewart.
Really? You want Martha Stewart?
I gotta say, I love the dress.
Thank you. That was fun to play both parts. Don't me. That's that hair. The shoe. Is that what are you doing? A natural look? You know what? That was after I took my wig off. What? Why don't we take this kufi thing off? What is that?
Robin, I really thought that video was gonna take us off.
I did too. It was a little shorter than before. It's okay. It's okay.
All right. Well, thanks, everyone. Tune in next time if you dare. Thanks for sticking with us. Joust it out. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
Bye.